What is up, guys? So the Arrowverse is returning in about a month now, and ever since the Arrowverse ended a couple months ago, a lot of new characters have been confirmed. In fact, I have a list. It's like 28 new characters have been confirmed. In this list, I'll go over the 5 characters that I'm most excited to see in the next Arrowverse seasons. This is only characters that have been confirmed, so characters who are either speculated or, more importantly, characters who have been cast, like the casting call has been sent out, but those names are fake. Characters like Lonell and Daniel Porter and Dr. Elias Curran, those are characters who I'm actually excited to see depending on who they are, because I speculate about who they are. But these are not characters who have been confirmed yet, so they will not appear on the list. These are just 5 characters who have been confirmed to appear in the Arrowverse next season, and why I'm excited to see them. So before we start the video, let me know in the comments down below your list, and then see if it stacks up to mine. So let's begin with number 5. Number 5 is Peter Merkel, aka Ragdoll, who will be appearing on The Flash Season 5. Peter Merkel is described as an incredibly emotionally damaged criminal who has the power to bend out of shape and fit his whole body into small spaces. As he is enjoying his criminal activities, Team Flash will be challenged by the Ragdoll in shocking ways as his sick plan is revealed. So I don't actually know if, nobody knows really if Ragdoll will be a big character this season in The Flash, but I think he might be the secondary main villain of the season, where he will have a small arc, like a couple episodes where he will be the main villain, and I'm pretty excited for that, because Ragdoll, just going off of his character description and what he looks like in the comics, is a pretty interesting villain. Like, he could like completely contort his body. The person they cast in the role can sort of do the same thing in real life, but obviously to a much lower scale. But I mean, he was on America's Got Talent, and he looks like a real life metahuman. So I'm pretty excited to see what they do with that on The Flash and how Team Flash deals with that. It says that his sick plan is going to be revealed, so that makes me think that he's going to be a secondary main villain. And if he is going to be just a one episode villain of the week, then that's obviously something I'm less excited for. But if he's going to be a recurring character on The Flash Season 5 that will stick around to possibly be the secondary main villain of the season, then I'm really excited because of the fact that his power set and his character description are very interesting. Number 4 is Kodiak, who is described as a beast of a man with brute force. He is one of the longbow hunters. The reason that Kodiak is on the list, and he's so high up on the list, is because I think he probably will be the main villain of Season 7 of Arrow. By the way, he will be appearing in Arrow Season 7. The reason being is because I said the Longbow Hunters will be the main villains, but I don't think they can like really have a team of main villains being the main villains for the entire season. But if they are, then I think that the leader of them will be Kodiak, because the other 2 are females, and they haven't had any female main villains up until now, and I don't think they will now either. So I think Kodiak will probably be the main villain of the season, and so far around half of the main villains of Arrow have been amazing main villains, so maybe, who knows, maybe they're going to make another one this season. So although I am a little skeptical considering some main villains have not been that great, I think that Arrow's track record shows either it's going to be an amazing main villain or it's going to be an okay main villain. So either way, I'm excited for Kodiak. We don't really know much about him. His character description is very short and not very descriptive. He's not a very large character in the comics. All we know is what he looks like, which is this, but I doubt he'll look like this on the show. I think he'll just look like a regular person. But he is going to be the main villain probably, so I am excited for that. At least back last season, Ricardo Diaz was number 1 on this same video, because the season that followed had the best main villain in my opinion, and I was just so hyped because of that. I thought Arrow just made such a great main villain, so I'm excited for the next one, which is why Kodiak is only at number 4, because the last main villain wasn't all too amazing. So I mean, if he was as good as Prometheus, Kodiak would have been way higher on the list, maybe even number 1, but probably not, probably number 2. But Ricardo Diaz just wasn't as good as Prometheus, so that makes me a little less excited for the next main villain. But either way, I think that, like I said, Arrow's track record means either an amazing main villain or an okay main villain, so I'm still very excited for how Kodiak turns out. This is if he's the main villain. We don't actually know that for sure, but I think I'm pretty positive of the fact that he probably is. Number 3 is Lois Lane, who will be debuting on Supergirl Season 4, and that's probably because she has been confirmed to appear in the crossover in the Flash episode and the Supergirl episode, which is the first and the last episode of the crossover, and she's not appearing on Arrow. But if she doesn't appear earlier than that on Supergirl, then she will actually debut on The Flash Season 5, because The Flash Season 5's crossover episode is the first episode of the crossover. Either way, Lois Lane's character description reads, described as the daughter of U.S. General Sam Lane, Lois is a tenacious, righteous, and stubborn reporter who will go to any length to get the story and almost never fail. So that does very much sound like the Lois Lane from the comics, and she's described as like the casting call also describes her as what she looks like in the comics as well. So I'm excited for this because she is a very large DC character. Everybody knows Lois Lane, and whenever a DC character appears in the Arrowverse, as you'll probably see later on this list, I get very excited because I always like to see the Arrowverse more completed than it was before, because I've said this in previous videos, I don't think the Arrowverse is complete enough. I think there are certain characters who are missing. One of those characters was Lois Lane to an extent because she was mentioned before, so you can't say that she's not really a new character because she was mentioned and she was there, but she's never appeared before, so I will still count it. Either way, I'm excited to see Lois Lane finally on the Arrowverse. Also, she's her debut is coming with the return of Superman, so I'm obviously really excited for that. I'm also excited to see their interactions between Lois Lane and Superman. So either way, Lois Lane is at number 3. Number 2 is David Hirsch, aka Cicada, who will be debuting in The Flash Season 5 and will probably be exclusively appearing in The Flash Season 5. Cicada's character description reads, a grizzled blue-collar everyman whose family has been torn apart by metahumans. Cicada now seeks to exterminate the epidemic, one metahuman at a time. So Cicada is on the list because he is the main villain of the 5th season of The Flash, and I'm honestly really excited for that. The way he's described and the way he is in the comics, it's something that I'm actually pretty intrigued by. This is a character I've never actually heard before. It was announced that he will be the main villain, or before it was rumored he will be the main villain, so I didn't know much about him before, but I have researched him, and what I've found out, he is pretty interesting. Like, his lightning dagger is pretty cool. The way he's described in the show, the way he's shown on the show from what we've seen before, is pretty cool, and considering he has been confirmed that he's the only Arrowverse character he's really the only Arrowverse main villain who has been confirmed this year, because I said Kodiak, but he hasn't been confirmed as the main villain, which is one of the reasons he's lower on the list. Also, I'm less intrigued, I'm less anticipating his character in general than Cicada, but that's the reason Cicada is so high on the list, because he's been confirmed as the main villain of The Flash, and he's a character that will play a huge role in the season, obviously, so I really have to be anticipated for him. Also, like I said, really interested in what they're doing with this character. Number 1 is Kate Kane, aka Batwoman. Now, this is a character that's on the list solely because of what she's bringing to the table, not because of the character itself, because honestly, I'm a little skeptical in terms of the Batwoman character, but she is introducing Gotham City and the entire Bat family along with it, probably, so that's pretty interesting. The reason I'm less excited for Batwoman herself is because, one, the actress who's playing her, Ruby Rose, is, from what I've seen her in, is a very, very bad actress, so I'm not really excited for that. Also, her character description is a little not very exciting. It says that she has a passion for social justice and a flair for speaking her mind, which is fine and all, but I don't think that will translate well to live action. I think that will be very obnoxious at times, especially in her own TV show when she's the star. But I can't deny the fact that she is bringing the Bat family with her, which is obviously something incredibly excited. And who knows, maybe this all will turn out. Maybe Ruby Rose will prove me wrong, which I'm definitely hoping she will. And maybe this character won't be as obnoxious as her character description kind of reads. Her character description, she doesn't really have a character description. There's the synopsis for the Batwoman TV show, which is a little too long to say here. It's not too long, but I'm not going to say it here because it goes beyond her character. But what it says, it doesn't look all too great, but hopefully that proves me wrong. Hopefully the character and the casting proves me wrong, and Batwoman will be as cool as she's supposed to be. But the reason she's at number 1 is because of what she's bringing to the table, as well as the fact that I'm not like crazy excited for the character, but I am very anticipating what they're doing with the universe, the world around her, and hopefully she turns out pretty great as well. So that is my list. Let me know your list in the comments down below. Let me know if you agree with mine, if you would put certain characters at different spots, who you would add to the list, who you would subtract. Let me know in the comments down below, and if you like this video, Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe, and thanks for watching.